What's up, you guys? Another day in the garage with the GSX. Today, as you can tell, I already started working on my car. I'm gonna be working on the motor mounts, so I'm gonna be taking this one off and that side off, the trans mount, and I'm gonna be using these Spark Solution mounts. So I did run into a problem last night. I had to drill out these holes because it wasn't letting it lay flat on the transmission side. So I just used a step bit drill and then drilled them out. So I'll put you guys on the GoPro and we'll get this one on. All right, so pretty much all I've done so far to get to this point where I took off the OEM motor mount was taking out the battery and the tray it sits on the bottom. That's pretty much all I took off, and disconnected the battery, and then you have access to all the bolts. It's gonna be 4 bolts and they're 17 mils, and then the bolt that actually holds the motor mount to the frame for me was a 19 mil. So let's try and put this on. Alright guys, so as you can see, I got it in. The drilling worked. So now I'm just gonna put the transmission bolts for the motor mount back on. I'm gonna use a little dab of what's that shit called? Thread locker. Just a little dot on each bolt. That way it doesn't come loose from the vibration from the solid motor mounts. Alright guys, so I got it in. This is how it looks. I just put Loctite on the transmission side, not this side, because I have one of those rings that when you tighten it, it compresses. So yeah, that's how it looks. Now I gotta put on the driver's side. So I'll put you guys back on the GoPro and we'll get that side done. Alright guys, so now we're gonna do the driver's side. This side should be way easier than that side because of all the stuff you have to take off. Hopefully I don't have to drill out the holes for here, but we'll see. So first off, we're gonna remove this bolt holding the motor mount to the frame, and then I'm gonna remove these 3 bolts. Alright guys, so it looks like this one, oh shit, I got shocked. It looks like this one is a 17. So I got my 17 here. And we want to make sure to use a jack on the oil pan. I used a rag on top of the jack just so I don't damage it. Just gonna jack it up a bit to get the pressure off of that motor mount. Should be good. there it is. Those are 17s. So these right here look like 17s. Yep. So both of these are 17s. I'm just gonna be using an extension. Cool, so this one was a 14, and then these two 17s, and that one was a 17. So it should slide off. Yep. Shit. Sounds like I dropped something. Oh. Well guys, it looks like I'm gonna have to drill this side out too, because it's rubbing on the studs. So we are going to have to drill this one out. So it was rubbing on these two right here on the inside part. So we're just gonna drill it out. Alright, so we drilled them out a little bit. Now we're gonna see if it fits. Let's see. Alright guys, so after you saw that clip, that last clip, this bolt right here was the most annoying bolt to try to get in to screw on. It literally took me at least like 2 hours just to try and get that one bolt on. The way I did it was I just put something right here to hold, to line up like the hole basically to the thread in the back. And then I used a short socket on the impact gun, and then I just sent it, and luckily it went in and it got threaded. No issues so far. On these 3 bolts I did have to use a spacer on the back one right there, if you guys can see that, because it was too long. So with that spacer it made enough space so wasn't loose basically. So yeah, other than that, everything fit well, and I'll get you guys a clip of me driving with the motor mounts after I drive for a while. So yeah. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days since I installed the motor mounts, the Torque Solutions motor mounts on this car with the Bullfab cross member for the transmission mount for the front, and honestly it doesn't even vibrate that much from like stock motor mounts. Like I read like the comments and like the DSM forums, like everyone complaining about the mounts, but honestly it's not even that bad. Like it's not too noticeable. Just when you like start it from a warm-up, like when it's not warm, from a cold start I mean, sorry, it's a little like shaky, but then after that it's fine. I've been driving on them for about almost 1,000 miles and it feels good. Like the shifts feel super smooth. You can hear the transmission whining a little bit because it's like so stiff that you can like hear like you're shifting and like into each gear and stuff. But other than that, no complaints so far for the motor mounts. So if you want to get them, I honestly think you should. It makes a huge difference in the shifting.